Hello everyone and welcome again to my YouTube channel. This is Eve the Medium, and today's lesson will be how to connect with your spirit guides, guardian angels, and protecting spirits. I will be teaching you and showing you the tools you will need in order to develop your mediumship. I'm going to show you right now the things you need so you can start connecting with your guides, start developing that relationship with your spirit guides. And the first thing you need is the Book of Prayers, the Book of Selected Prayers by Allan Kardec. This book is sold in a religious supply store. It's sold in English and Spanish. The next thing you will need is a Sabbath candle. Why I prefer these candles? Because as you meditate after your prayers, in this blue light right there at the wick, it also helps you to open your third eye and develop clairvoyance. The third thing you will need is a glass of water. And this water you will offer it to all your spirit guides and protecting spirits. Just the same way you would do with the candle. You state, I offer this light to all my spirit guides and protecting spirits. One thing that everyone needs to know, this you are doing it is to connect with your guides, to develop a relationship with your spirit guides. This is not for material, for achieving or acquiring material wealth. It's for acquiring spiritual wealth, to help you develop, to help you in your passage through this world and your lessons. You must remember that spirits recognize your intentions. They know our intentions, they know our feelings, they know our emotions. So as you sit there and pray, if you take it as a joke, you're not going to connect. If you approach this with sincerity, with honest, with an open heart, you will connect with your guides. And some people even connect in the first sitting. Others, it takes longer. It all depends. It all depends on your intention and the sincerity and the honesty and the dedication that you put and the effort into this practice. I recommend that you sit daily if possible. If not, you can sit and pray once or twice a week, but I highly recommend to do it every day at the same time, just as the same as meditation. In order for you to see results and to develop spiritually and open up your gifts, you must do this every day at the same time. The whole key here is being consistent. If you do it every day, you'll see more results than a person just doing it once a week or twice a week. I also highly recommend that you combine this with meditation. These two things combined will help you develop your gifts faster. I mean, for me, has worked that way. I believe prayer and meditation together, because prayer is talking to God and meditation is listening to God. So these two things combined will help you develop your psychic gifts, all the gifts that you were born with or empowered with. As you continue to do this every day, the prayers, you'll start feeling and sensing your guides or even your guardian angel around you. You'll start noticing synchronicities in your life. You start becoming more aware of energy, because mediumship and spirituality, it's all based on energy. It's all energy. Remember, this is a relationship based on trust. Just that, like any other relationship with friends, with people you meet, it is based on trust. So just as we need to warm up to a person in order to trust them, the same thing with your spirit guides and guardian angels. You have to develop that trust, that honesty. You have to invite them in. Remember, we have free will. And if we don't invite these guides and these angels into our lives, they are not going to come in. You have to invite them. We have the will to invite them in. They will not impose their will upon us. So as you start developing this connection with them, inviting them in to help you make decisions in every area of your life, not to make every decision, but to advise you what are the best choices. This starts to develop that connection, that trust. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. If you have a small table, you could set up a white cloth on top of it. You can do it in your dining room, just as long as nobody disturbs you for at least 15 minutes. And then after that, you take a glass of water. You offer it to your spiritual guides. Place it on the table in front of you. Second, you take the light of the candle and you offer it you offer it to your guides to show them the way. Place it in front of you. And also have your book, whether it's in Spanish or English, have it handy. What you will do is begin with the Lord's Prayer. As you pray the Lord's Prayer, meditate on each word. When you're done with the Lord's Prayer, go into Thanksgiving. Raise your vibration. Imagine a white light above your head and just go in Thanksgiving, thanking God for your health, for your family, for all the blessings, for everything in general, for whatever has happened in your life. Thank Him for everything in general, because everything comes from God. So just go into Thanksgiving, but feel it. Feel the emotions. And after that, what you will do is call on your gatekeeper to open the gates of the spiritual world, that you may communicate with your guides and protecting spirits. Then you take your book, open it, and begin your prayers. Below, I will note the pages of the prayers that you need to do in order to start your communication with your guides, and in order to start developing your spirituality. And when you're done with the prayers, just sit in meditation. But make sure when you read them, you absorb everything that you're reading. It's very important. It's not just reading it and going through it and that's it. You have to absorb every word, that you feel it in your soul. Every act of praise. Then as you finish with your prayers, you can choose to just gaze into the glass of water, where I normally get a lot of visions, or you can choose to just gaze into the candle, into the blue area of the candle. I don't know if you can really see it, but normally when you light a candle, you see the flame. Below the flame, there's that blue little area there, and that helps you develop and open your third eye. And just look into that, and you'll notice sometimes for me, it started happening in the beginning. It's as if everything around it just becomes a blur. And at that moment, I know I'm connected. And I start feeling the presence of my guides. I start feeling the presence of my protecting spirits. Also, you may feel drowsy. You may feel sleepy. That's okay. That's fine. Just close your eyes. Sometimes, if our mind is too busy, you will start feeling sleepy. And that's, I believe that's our guides telling us to relax. Because when you close your eyes, sometimes you will get visions. You'll see visions. And another thing that I recommend is to keep a note and a pen by your side. Don't stop in between your meditation. Don't stop in between your prayers. If anything comes up, to write anything down. Trust me, it will stay with you. Just write everything down after you're done, after you're finished. That time is sacred. That time is just yours and your guides. You're connecting with them. You're acknowledging them. You can also choose to ask, who is my main spiritual guide? And just wait. Remember, sometimes for someone that doesn't have the experience, or for someone that has not developed mediumship or any kind of ability, they will confuse the messages with their thoughts. But I always believe you could tell the difference. You could tell the difference. And it can come as a knowing. Just a knowing. You just know the answers. And your guide may choose to reveal to you its name right there and then or through a dream. Sometimes they might not even reveal it to you until some time has passed, because names are really not important in the spiritual. What's important is the connection. Names are just given to us so we can have a way, I guess, making it easy for us to just call on them. But my particular guide, she has never wanted me to call her by her name. She chooses me to just call her Negrita, and that is it. You can also ask your guides for signs. Can you please give me a sign? Can you give me a sign of your presence? You might get goosebumps. Oh, the little hairs in the back of your neck might stick up, or a smell. There's different ways that these spirits can communicate with us. Don't be specific. Don't say, give me a so-and-so sign. No, you will not get it. Trust me. Always say, just give me a sign. And then just push it away from your mind and allow them to choose the way they want to communicate with you. Also, when you're communicating with your guides, this is a relationship between you and your guide. This is not to go finding out about your neighbors, finding out about anybody else's life, what is so-and-so doing. This is for you and your guys. They are not going to reveal you other people's businesses, just in case, just so you can know. They're not going to tell you anything about anybody else. This is between you and your guide. You cannot abuse your gift. If you abuse your gift, it's going to be taken away. This is not a joke. This is something that God gives to each and every one of us to help one another. This is not something to be played around. If you take this as a joke, what's going to happen is you're going to think that you're connecting with your spiritual guides, with your guardian angels, and what you're going to be doing in reality is connecting with earthbound spirits, which are jokers and love the attention. So I suggest you take this very, very seriously if you really want to develop your gifts and your mediumship. Another thing that I also recommend, which I almost forgot to tell you, is when you're going to sit in prayer, don't wear anything black. Cover your head and wear white. I prefer white. White attracts like. So if you wear white, you're going to attract spirits of light. So I suggest don't wear no dark colors. And another thing, before you sit in prayer, also make sure spiritual hygiene is very important. So if you're going to do it in the morning, or you're going to do it every weekend per se, when you wake up in the morning, take a nice shower, a clean shower, wear your whites, and sit in prayer and start from there. Okay, and one final word after you're done with your prayers and your meditation, always give thanks. Thanks to God, thanks to your guardian angel, thanks to your spiritual guides, protecting spirits, and all those spirits of light that have come to help you develop spiritually. Always thanks. And say, I close myself to all negativity. I'm protected and I'm always guided. Okay, my friends, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will be noting below the prayers that I mentioned that are important to do in the beginning. Afterwards, after long months of sitting with your guides, you can choose to do certain days 3 prayers, 4 prayers. But remember, whenever you are going to sit in connection with your guides, you must be in a good mood. If you had a bad day, don't bother. If you're irritated, don't bother. If you're tired, don't bother. If you're hungry, don't bother. I mean, as I stated, this is so important, and it should be a priority in your life. This is not to acquire material gains, but to acquire spiritual gains, and the benefits are innumerable. So as Jesus said, Seek first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added onto you. So the important thing, the important purpose, our purpose, the reason why we're here, is to develop our gifts and share it with others. The rest, everything that we will need in this world to move forward and to live a happy and prosperous life, will be added onto us, will be provided. Everything we could ever need in this journey, in this spiritual journey, as spiritual beings, will be provided for us. Guides, protecting spirits, angels. All we have to do is ask. Okay, my friends, this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you in your spiritual journey. Don't forget to post below your experiences to share with others and help them also and answer some of their questions. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and look forward to my next video. Love and light to you all from Eve the Medium.